Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining in. I'm going to add Danielle to this Instagram Live. Danielle is here. And then let's just give her a second to join.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really great, trying to get it all set up here, but this is good. This is the fastest it's worked, so that's good news.
Awesome.
How are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing today. We're going to go over the first topic for this month, which is transitioning to a healthy lifestyle and commitment to cooking. For these episodes, Danielle and I talked about how we want to keep things as simple as possible. So before we get in, I'm going to go over all of our 10 tips and then we'll go through them individually. First one, set clear goals. So when you're committing to cooking, set clear goals. Number 2, start simple. Number 3, plan your meals. Number 4, organize your kitchen. Number 5, learn continuously. Number 6, social. Number 7, embrace mistakes. Number 8, celebrate your progress. Number 9, incorporate variety. And number 10, keep it fun. So, Danielle, to start us off with number 1, set clear goals. The state of mind, be the new version of you.
Yes. So we've talked a lot about information and how vital it is to educate yourself on the reasons why you want to move towards a plant-based diet or more of a healthier conscious eating connected to earth and connected with the harmony of nature. And so how do we do that? How do we move from knowing this information to being transformational? So going from information to transformation, right? Because the information is just there and it really is just there until you start putting it into action and play. So one way to do that is to become the version of the person you want to be. For example, if you're looking to become more healthier, vibrant skin, hair, healthy conditioned hair, vibrant from the inside out, you are able to fight off colds and things like that a lot easier. Your body works in harmony with the nature of the way the systems are supposed to work. So how do you do that? Being transformational from the information that you already have. Well, you got to use the mind. You got to start to talk to yourself as if you are the new version of that. Wow, I'm so glad that I'm seeing the benefits in my life. I'm so glad that my skin is becoming more clear. I'm so thrilled that this diet is working out for me. It's making me healthier. My bowel movements are so consistent. Things like that. So basically you have to become the new version of the healthy you that you want to be. So it starts by transforming self. And what is that? What is eating healthy, really? It is a form of self-love, because when you're treating your body with the elite food and with the elite mental conditioning of being grateful for the food and where it's come from and all the people along the way, how that head of romaine had to get to your plate. So when you're mindful, all the energies start to work together, and then you're becoming the version of you that wants to consume this way, who wants to be in this lifestyle, who wants to talk the talk and walk the walk. Because the evidence, every time I've seen it, when people move into more of a plant-based diet, they start to have more energy. They start to feel better. They start to look better. They have all kinds of transformations. And so that's what you want to think of yourself as, already in the version of someone who has encompassed health and wellness. So that's the first step. So you can, again, I always say I like to write things and put them right on the cabinets. Like, I'm so grateful that my health my diet has turned into a healthy style, a healthy lifestyle, plant-based lifestyle, where I'm vibrant and I'm shining through and I'm encouraging others to be the same, or to take part in this healthy living. And so that's a number one. You have to transform your thinking so that way you can transform your kitchen, the lifestyle, the things that you're doing. And so that's a big component to get started.
Awesome. And then for set clear goals, I always say SMART goals. You want the things that you're doing to be measurable. So if you are looking to just get healthier, not, let's say, not do a full transition into like plants only, you just want to get healthier, then make a measurable goal that you know you can achieve. Whether that is eat an extra serving of fruit or vegetables at dinner every day of the week. And then that small momentum will build, and that's how you'll be able to achieve those bigger goals. And if you want to start with the big goals and work backward and break it down, I think the most important thing is with goals that, um, yes, you understand the psychology and embodying the you, but also not giving up, like how we were talking about before this call, not giving up when you miss a goal, making the goal clear and measurable. And if you miss it, that's okay. Just stick to the process and reiterate the process of why you missed it, and then just keep doing that every time. Don't sit there and be like, I failed.
Yeah, I call that. It got really dark here. Interesting. I don't know. I had to move the phone around just because I needed to put the power cord in it, and it's like giving me a little bit of problems. But okay, so it's funny. It got real dark, didn't it? Did it?
Sorry?
I was just it looks like it got real dark in here. I was trying to put the power cord in, and anyways, so moving on. What you were saying is I like to I like to refer to that as pivoting your thoughts. So for instance, whenever you're going down that lane of like, oh man, I ate that, or oh gosh, I just failed, or whatever, you want to pivot those thoughts to something different completely. Like, so you want to catch yourself. You almost want to catch yourself in the negative talk, if you will, and don't let that stuff bog you down, because everybody has moments where they're, slipping up, and it's not where we want to be as far as in the eating lifestyle or things like that. Or you I don't even really like to refer to it as cheat days, but if you go off, definitely don't beat yourself up. It's pivoting your thoughts. Go, okay, well, that's fine, that's gone, that's in the past, and now going forward for dinner, I'm going to have an extra head of broccoli with whatever I'm eating. It's definitely okay, and it's okay to make mistakes, and from making mistakes you learn from it. How do I feel? Well, I don't really want to feel that way again.
We're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
So first, set clear goals, not just measurable goals, but a state of mind. Number two, start simple. For this one, I have noted to begin with simple recipes that require few ingredients and steps. Success with these can boost your confidence. Focus on learning one new skill at a time, such as mastering how to cook the perfect rice or how to saute vegetables. We can probably go on to the next one because I feel like we covered the start aspect. So the third one is plan your meals. Spend some time each week planning your meals. This helps reduce the stress of deciding what to cook each day. Make a grocery list based on your meal plan and stick to it. Avoid impulse buys that don't fit your cooking goals.
Say that last part again.
So for plan your meals, spend time each week planning your meals. This helps reduce the stress of deciding what to cook each day. Make based on your plan, stick to it, avoid impulse buys that don't fit your cooking goals.
Okay, so yes, so I'll give you like a little example of the experience of what we do in this home. So I pick 2 days a week, Tuesday and Thursday, and I wake up in the morning and I make enough juice and salad for Tuesday and Wednesday, and enough juice and salad on Thursday for Thursday and Friday. And so I picked those 2 days to put in the work. Of course, you can do any days or whatever fits your schedule. But those 2 days, I put the extra effort in, and then I'm free. It's in the fridge. It's easy. It's Wednesday, I only have to make dinner because I have that already in there, and just some snacks. And so that's like, it's really setting yourself up for success. How can you make yourself successful so that way it lightens your load on some of the days? And you do have to put in some effort to make that happen, but like anything else, effort is rewarded,
Absolutely. And then that leads into the next one, which is organize your kitchen. Keep your kitchen organized and your tools within easy reach. A cluttered kitchen can deter you from wanting to cook. Invest in basic cooking tools and equipment. You don't need everything at once, just start with the essentials. I highly recommend a potato, this sounds weird, but a potato peeler that is maybe in like the $25 range, because when you're shaving potatoes, vegetables, anything, when it's a better quality one, the process is so much faster, and it really like sweet potato fries to me are the perfect like easy meal, and it's not so healthy that I'm like, oh, it won't fill me up. I'm like, I know I'll be filled up. It feels like a little bit of a treat, but it's just sweet potatoes in the air fryer. Um, and a potato peeler makes that process a lot easier. Um,
And just a couple things with that potato recipe. You could, okay, so you cut your potato, you cut it in the French fries, you toss it with the Molina olive oil, some of the Molina Himalayan sea salt, and the Molina has really awesome wild oregano. You could put that right on the sweet potato fries, maybe a little cumin, a little cinnamon, toss that up, and boom, really good. You just put them in the oven at like 400 and for 20 minutes or so, and they'll get caramely. And then, of course, when you're doing that on the tray, make sure you leave enough space so that way they don't get mushy. They can get caramelized. Another thing you could do with that potato peeler, which is awesome, is you can strip the sweet potato, you can strip carrots like that, and you can almost make like a fettuccine of anything that's vegetables using that vegetable peeler.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, tools are helpful. They're useful in the kitchen. And one thing that's very, I think, vital is a blender, so you can make your sauces and things like that, because of course you want the food to taste delicious. Nobody just wants to taste the food and it's like, oh, it's like lettuce. You want making sauces and make it enjoyable for you. And you can make and create sauces that are super healthful and super beneficial to your body, and you're eating it thinking to yourself, this is delicious, but it's healthy too. So it's a win-win.
Awesome. And then any tips for organizing your kitchen?
Oh, yes. So you want to have all your herbs and spices ready to go in a cabinet that's easily accessible for when you're cooking. So it's not, you don't have to go and open up all the packages. Maybe you get yourself a couple little jars, or you have the because it's, if you're feeding one, the small jars are beneficial. But if you're feeding a family, you want to get more of like the bulk and then like transfer them to a jar, because you're essentially going to be paying less for more product, and it's helpful for you in that way. So organizing your kitchen in that way is important. To have the stuff is easy, accessible. Your big salad bowl, make sure that you have it somewhere that you can grab it easy, so that way it's not like you got to go through a bunch of cabinets and everything just to make a salad at night. So you want to have those items that are important to you for what you're making accessible in your environment in your kitchen. So that's definitely. And in the fridge too, organize it. Have like, when you come home from the farmer's market or the grocery store, prep some of this stuff, put it in the fridge to the side, so that way when you're opening the fridge and you're like, I'm hungry, but I want, boom, it's right there. It's almost takes care of that mindless eating for you. You want a little crunchy something, you cut up some red peppers and have them in there. So it's vital to get your fridge organized and ready to help you be successful.
Absolutely.
What would you think? What do you like to organize in your kitchen? Have a
So because I'm 5 feet tall, I always am paying attention to what's at my eye length, because whatever's at my eye length is what I'm gonna eat. So like the fridge, whatever's at my eye length, I'd put like my healthy snacks there, or if there's something I don't want to forget to cook, I put it there. For me, I get deterred when I waste food, so
yeah.
maybe get the right amount and I don't forget I bought something. That's like the best way for me to organize for sure. Blender is good, and if you can't afford a big blender, the NutriBullet does just as well. The NutriBullet, the one thing I would say is if you're cooking, if you're like making a smoothie, think about the order you put things in, because I always put like my greens first to get those as thin as possible, and then I'll add my base, and then I'll add like my whatever extra I add to it, just to make the of it easier.
You know, that's a great thing to go over real quick. I'd like to go over making a green smoothie, like you said, because even that, the organization of that is good, and we can go through that step. So, oh, and at the blender that you were mentioning, the bigger companies like Vitamix and stuff like that do have sections where they have secondhand blenders that they're more cost effective for you. So make sure to look into something like that as well. So the blender with the organization, what you were talking about, is so important. So let's say you have the blender. The very bottom half of it, you want to have your liquid. So whatever that is, your water, your coconut water, anything like that. Then you would put in there, I call them like your pluses. So if you want chia or flaxseed or a date or cinnamon or anything like that, you'll put in that bottom with the water. Then what you're going to do is you're going to stuff greens with that in there. So, and hemp seed, any of those really high protein, pumpkin seeds, pumpkin seed powder, anything like that, right? So you put that with the water and the and whatever goodies you want. Then I also like to add like a half of a lemon in there. Stuff that with spinach, kale. So you're putting that in, like, so basically the first half of the blender is water and greens. Then you're going to blend that down so you have like a green slush almost. Then next you maybe put in an apple, a green apple, or whatever apple you like. And then your frozen element will go on top of that. So I like to do kale and spinach and cinnamon and lemon, chia and all the good stuff. Blend that up. Then I like to put in pineapple and apple, and then either like frozen banana or frozen strawberry, and blend that up. And that gives you the most perfect smoothie. And you're eating tons and tons of greens. You wouldn't even know it. And some vanilla, things like that. Like, get creative in making these smoothies so they can taste good, so they can become fun for you to make.
Awesome. And then we have touched on this next one a little bit. Learn continuously. Use resources like cookbooks, cooking shows, and online tutorials to learn new recipes and techniques. Don't be afraid to experiment. Cooking is much about the creativity as it is about ease. Something that I would like to add for this, it's kind of annoying to search for a recipe and get a bunch of different links, and there's 50 ads you have to scroll through. I always push ChatGPT, but especially for a recipe, if you say, I'm cooking sweet potatoes, I'm cooking 2 large ones, please give me a recipe to make sweet potato fries in the oven or something like that. And it will go through and it will just clean up all those, like, yeah. Because sometimes I just want to know like the cook time for the size of what I'm cooking.
That chat BTG or whatever you talk about, I've never gone on it before, but man, it seems pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's artificial intelligence. It's literally
That's funny.
I'll send you the link for the app and you can start messing with it. I think you can, because you can ask it actually like anything. Obviously, if it's something important, you want to like double check and see
Yes.
first. But I just got the Chat GPT 4, which you have to pay $20 a month for, and it is significantly better. But the free one for like stuff like recipes, stuff like quick answers, it's so much better than Google. It's
Okay, that's
yeah.
cool.
But for learn continuously, do you have? I know we kind of touched on it already, but if you have any other tips.
Yes, I just, it's very important. I almost can't stress enough how it's really wise to keep the education going. Keep watching those documentaries. Like there's What the Health, there's Game Changers, there's so many documentaries that you can watch if you have Netflix. Kimberly Snyder is a huge resource of information. She talks so much about the foods and the properties in which their healing elements come from each food. She is a wealth of knowledge. So there's a few places for those of you who are interested can get started and to learn some information. And as we go along, I have so much to share, good books and things like that. But I think right now that's a YouTube videos and things like that, Kimberly Snyder. And I have no relation to her whatsoever. It's just how I came up, learning from these people. And so keeping yourself educated gives you the inspiration to be motivated. And that I can't, again, I'd like to repeat that because a lot of times we're just in the moment of being excited about something. Maybe we have a party to go to, or maybe somebody told us about something. And so we jump on board, like, this celery juice craze or whatever it is. And I feel that the more people understand why they want to push themselves to eat this way or to clean up their diet is going to help inspire them to get their fridge ready, to get the foods. And you're going to start to look at these other foods and go, well, gosh, why would I want to put that in my body? Because the goal is that not that we want to live to 130. I mean, maybe some of us do, but that on the way there, we're not spending all of our time in the doctor's office. That on the way there, I feel good and I have energy and I don't hurt in my places that are inflamed because of the things I'm putting into my mouth. If I can control the way I feel internally by what it is that I am sticking in my body, then I need to continue to educate myself, because who doesn't want to feel good? Who wants to spend all their time in the doctor's office trying to heal themselves, right? And so if you can take the power back from all these industries that are pushing you to eat the chips and pushing you to eat the things that aren't really connected to nature or are in harmony with your body and the natural cycles of earth, then of course we're going to come into like a little bit of battle with our body. And so I think once people start realizing eating this way does change the way I feel, it changes the way I sleep, it changes just the way I view the world, then that's going to start to take over. You're not going to be like, oh gosh, I really want that chicken wing, looks good. You're not even going to feel that anymore. And I can tell you that because in the beginning, when I started to change over 16 years ago, one of the things I loved was chicken wings and pizza. And a lot of times when I was like eating healthy and then I'd go to like a party or something and there'd be that, and then I would try it and I'd come home, my stomach would hurt. I'd feel, and the cleaner that I got, the more of an impact those foods that weren't so healthy, that would, affect me. And so then it's like the inspiration, the motivation is there. I've stepped into the new version of me that wants to be healthy. And so so along the way, just your body will let you know what feels good and doesn't feel good.
Um, I'm glad you brought that up too, because something which we'll touch on for the next episode more, but if I eat unhealthy for, let's say, like a week straight, my first thing that I address is my gut health. So everyone has a different way to handle this, but I'll drink goat kefir basically all day. And then the next day I'll feel almost back to normal, because what you're damaging when you eat unhealthy is inside your stomach, that very delicate balance. And yeah, so I will touch more on it next episode, and we'll wrap up these questions because we're out of time for today. But just to recap, commitment to cooking, set clear goals, state of mind, be the new version of you, start simple, plan your meals, organize your kitchen, learn continuously. And then next week we will finish up the last ones quick, and then we'll go into our next topic, which is gut health.
Yes, gut health it's a big one. It's basically the brain for the body. So, yay! I know, we're doing this thing. So just so you know, so this morning I made a turmeric. This is something really a great thing to have every week consistently all the time. So in your juicer, I juiced pineapple, lemon, ginger, turmeric, and then, sprinkle a little black pepper or cayenne pepper on in the end. And then I made a green juice, which is full of celery and spinach and kale and carrots and celery and cucumbers and just huge green juices. And then a big salad and a vegetable quinoa salad. So I mixed all the vegetables in with quinoa and then put like a little vinaigrette on top of it. And then for dinner, so I prepped that all in the morning. And then we have food for today and tomorrow. And then tonight I'm making a good one. It's Baja chickpea fish tacos.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
Yeah, so I take like chickpea flour and you whisk it and you pour the water in with all the seasonings like kelp powder and the similar to like Old Bay and and then you lay it out in a sheet tray flat and cut it into little wedges and then bread them, with whatever quality breading you have. Sometimes I make my own, but that's extreme, I know. And then we're gonna just cook them off in the oven and then have baked Baja fish tacos.
Awesome. Well,
But not fish, chickpea fish. Chickpea. Yeah.
awesome. Well, thank you so much. And then I'll see you next week.
Yes, and then everybody, let's eat healthy this week. Yay, living good. Bye.